Welcome back. Today I'm going to show you the preparation of lozenges or troches. Okay, these are nothing but similar to the hard candies which you may have tasted earlier in your childhood. Okay, so these are basically solid or semi-solid preparation that are designed to dissolve the drug slowly in the mouth, so the drug is absorbed in your buccal cavity region in the mouth. Okay, so basically either for localized effects. What are the ingredients we can take today? So one is the troche base and the other one is active ingredient, whatever we have. The active ingredient which we have taken is the particles are not uniform in size. Okay, as you may notice, can you see that the particles are not uniform in size here? And the first thing, I hope you know that, so if the particles are not uniform in size, what we have to do, we have to triturate and we have to sieve it directly. But the drug which we have taken is in very little quantity. So what I would like to do is I would like to sieve the drug directly into my beaker. Okay, so this is a base which I started melting it, so it's already melted. Okay, so I'm going to sieve the drug directly into this beaker. So watch this. So I'm going to place the drug, and so the advantage of using the weighing paper is that so you'll have better control. So I'm using the weighing paper rather than weighing board. So I'm going to tap it gently. Okay, I'm going to tap it gently so that the drug is not going to spill outside the beaker. So if excessive drug is left over, I'm going to use the spatula gently, let it pass through the sieve. Alright, so here are the couple of questions before we go further. I hope you remember about the double casting technique. If you are aware of the double casting techniques, you know the density factor calculations. So this particular troches at the amount of base that I'm using is based on the earlier calculations that I already did. So if you don't have the density factor, you make sure you calculate the density factor and calculate how much amount of base you need. And on top of it also take 10% extra error for the drug and also for the base. Okay, let me stop the stirring here. Okay, can you notice that clearly I can see the particles over there? Can you see that? Because this is a suspension now. This is a suspension because the drug is insoluble in this troche base. So it's literally a suspension. So what is the right time to pour the suspension into the troche mold? Okay, so it is when it's lukewarm or baby bottle warm. So, and also make sure is a baby bottle lukewarm. The rate of sedimentation is inversely proportional to the viscosity. I hope you remember this concept from our previous coursework. Alright, so what about the temperature, by the way? So if the temperature increases, the rate of sedimentation decreases or increases. So you identify this, and when you come to the class we are going to ask this question. So how the temperature is affecting the rate of sedimentation, that's a question which you have to find out. So now this is lukewarm and I'm going to pour it, but when I'm pouring it I'm going to start at B2, that is here or here, B2. Okay, so pour it and stir it and pour it and stir it so that you have uniform dispersion of the drug in all the troches. So I'm going to pour it in B2 and go next one. Okay, you can fill up this troche mold in whatever the way you want, but usually what I do is I fill up the central first and turn out to the peripheral, and you fill it, top it off completely, so that once this mold contracts, so you have to fill it up completely. So once the mold contracts, it's gonna flatten up. Okay, once you overfill the cavity completely, take a spatula and skim off the top, first in one direction and next in another direction, so that way you will have completely uniform amount of your mixture in all the troche molds. Alright, so let it cool for a while, come back. Once it gets solidified, just flip it back and bend it gently, and the troches will be, you can see the troches. And also before you take off all the troches, just notice, turn it back and notice if the drug is uniformly distributed or not, visually. Alright, okay. If the drug is not uniformly distributed, that means you did some mistake while pouring. Whether if it is too hot, then that means you poured it too early. So you have to carefully address all these issues in your next preparation. And so after that, take off all your troches, weigh them and take an average weight and find out the percentage error, and flip the troches upside down. And the smooth one will be flipped back and it will be facing top. Okay, and just flip all of them like this and place it. And what you can do is you can use a wax paper, because you want to make sure that it's not going to stick back to the lid. So you use a wax paper like this and just close it and dispense it using a proper label. That's it.